We have regulation everywhere. We had Gary Gensler even saying that we already have digital currencies.
We don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now.
The US Treasury examining how using digital dollars could be kept private. The U.S. Treasury Department has been studying how it might keep retail transactions in a potential digital dollar as private and anonymous as possible, says Graham Steele, the Assistant Secretary for Financial Institutions, though he said the U.S. hasn't yet decided whether to move forward on a CBDC, which is not true. This is actually not true. It's important to consider the extent which privacy and anonymity might be preserved and explore the technology and methods available, including privacy-enhancing tech, PETs, to enable such protections in the design of any potential retail CBDC. Such technologies could play a crucial role in the maintaining transactional privacy while also ensuring transparency and traceability. They noted that the risk of a CBDC could be used against them with banking turmoil, saying the tech enabling the movement of deposits can only get faster, which increases the movement of funds. What do you think FedNow is going to do? That's exactly what FedNow does, is making the movement of money instant. Now, there was Project Hamilton. I'll go over exactly what Project Hamilton is in a moment, because there are many parts of our country that are working on central bank digital currencies. San Francisco, they eyed CBDC system development. There were job postings in February. A lot of people forgot about that one. Even before that, the New York Fed in November of 2022 launched a 12-week CBDC pilot program with major banks, including BNY Mellon, Citi, HSBC, MasterCard, PNC Bank, TD Bank, Truist, US Bank, and Wells Fargo. Well, you know Wells Fargo is having their own issues, issuing cash cards, but only having a $1,000 limit on what you can withdraw. Project Hamilton, already finished and cleaned up, but within phase 1, they built so many things, talking about central banks and all the researchers proposing various objectives. They talk about what options are, what are not policymakers. They said their primary goal was to design core transaction processors that meets the needs of the robust throughput, speed, and fault tolerance requirements of a large retail payment system. They're working. They already completed the trials of retail CBDCs. This is all a lie. Oh, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what we're going to do. Please, they already have it. The feasibility and performance of what's going on. If you look at the results, they're talking about transaction processors. Well, if you look deeper into this, who is the transaction processor? In our design, users interact with the central transaction processor using digital wallets storing cryptographic keys. Funds are addressed to public keys and wallets to create cryptographic signatures and authorized payments. The transaction processor, run by a trusted operator such as a central bank, stores cryptographic hashes representing unspent funds. Each hash commits a public key and value, while it's issued signed transactions which destroy the funds being sent and create an equivalent amount of new funds. So they're just burning and creating new money whenever they want. The processor, so the central bank, will validate transactions and atomically and durably apply changes to set the unspent funds. In this version, there are no intermediaries, fees, or identity outside of public keys. However, they support adding those roles in the future, which they did. This is extremely dangerous. So the U.S. Treasury Department coming out today and yesterday and basically saying that they don't know. Maybe we should keep this private. We're not sure what we're going to do. That's a lie. Even Jerome Powell, a few months back,
Reserve as their fiscal agent. You've testified here many times before that to issue a central bank digital currency, that would have to be authorized by statute by Congress. Is that still your testimony?
That is absolutely the case as it relates to a retail CBDC. There are potential forms of a wholesale CBDC that we need to look at. It's less clear, but we've always been talking about retail CBDC, and that's something we would certainly need congressional approval for.
Just a question that we've been asked, that why the Fed wire system isn't up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week now to benefit consumers that are using Venmo. Do you have a thought on that?
I'm not sure why we're not 24/7 on that. And we, of course, be delighted to come up and brief the committee on Fed.
Well, FedNow is coming out. We already know that. FedNow is coming out in July. But why aren't payments instant? They already told you in the article we just read. Because it could push bank runs, banking turmoil. Now, you really want to see the connection and how crazy this is? During this hearing, I heard about Project Hamilton. And I also looked into the FedNow program. How crazy is this, guys? For Federal Reserve, they put out this press release of August 29th, 2022. And who is in charge of this program? Quote, the benefits of instant payments are increasingly important to consumers and businesses, and the ability to provide the service will be critical for financial institutions to remain competitive. Says who? Kent Montgomery, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston first vice president and FedNow service program executives. Quote, next year, financial institutions will be able to use the FedNow service as a springboard to provide innovative solutions to their customers. Oh, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston vice president and FedNow program executive. Oh, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston is also working on CBDCs, and all of it's connected. We have 3 inalienable rights, my friends. Life, liberty, and property. We have the right to own Bitcoin and have something that we own and we're in control of in terms of inflation and ownership.